people of social media, what is good? I just wanted to make a little video today, just explaining a few factors about me, my life, how it's changed over the last maybe 2 years. So I'd like to start off by explaining, as you all may know, if you follow me on Instagram, that I love to upload photo on Instagram. I love posing for photos. I love buying new clothes for new photos. I just love photos. But the one thing you probably noticed the most would be that I always pose the same way. And I'll tell you why I do that. I do that because I have a little thing called facial palsy. Facial palsy is a condition that affects probably about 20% of the population of the world. And unfortunately, I have been one of those 20%. Now, I have grew up with it, obviously, because I have it since I was born. Facial palsy is a condition which there's either damage to the left facial nerve or the right facial nerve, or both facial nerves. And in my case, I have damage to my left facial nerve. Facial palsy doesn't allow me to smile normally. It doesn't allow me to have a symmetrical smile. So I'm going to show you now how I smile. Me front facing, as I am now, this is how I smile. So the left facial nerve doesn't move, you know. It's basically dead asleep. I don't know. But if you see me from my right side, which is the side I always pose on, which I'm going to show you now, is I don't really look any different, you know. So I'm going to show you now. Okay, now I'm going to show you from the left side, which is my bad side. Well, I refer to it as my bad side, but I shouldn't, because it's not really a bad side. It's just, you know, a side of me that doesn't work, you know. So here I am from the left. As you see now, it's kind of really noticeable this way. My lips don't move, you know, on that side. So in our faces we have like a branch, and it's 5 nerves, right? So this nerve is connected to your bottom lip. This nerve is connected to your top lip. This nerve is connected to the bottom of your eye. And this nerve here is connected to your forehead, which helps, you know, your eyebrow raise. But on this side, I don't have anything there, you know, so I can't do it. In hindsight, basically, it's kind of like I've had a stroke. I have been asked in the past by physiotherapists, you know, like when you're filling out the form, like the assessment form, and while you're there at the physiotherapist, and she's asking your date of birth, and you know how old you are, what height you are. So I answer all those questions, and she looks at me and she goes, "So, when did you have the stroke?" And like, honestly, if the ground could open up and swallow me, I would have been so happy. Like, I just wasn't expecting that question, you know. So I just turned around to her and I said, "Look, I haven't had a stroke. I have facial palsy, which is down to premature birth." Yeah, so that kind of made me think, whoa, is it that noticeable? Like for me, For me, growing up was grand. Like, you know, I was just a normal kid, so I thought. I had a good childhood. I didn't want for anything, you know. But it wasn't until I reached about, I don't know, 13, 14, I started to realise that I actually wasn't like everybody else. Yeah, for me to smile normally in a photo, I just can't do it because I just don't feel comfortable doing it. Whether it's with people I know, whether it's with new people, I just can't do it. You know, it's something that I really, really dislike. It's really something I don't have confidence in. I'm actually even surprised I'm sitting here doing this video. If I'm in a new environment, I become really shy. I I distance myself from people because, especially new environments, new people, I'm like, oh, I freak out so much because this day and age, everything's based on how you look. But, like, when I go into a room full of people, whatever, I don't go in and say or think what might be wrong with them. You know, I don't go out looking for that. But other people are different because me growing up with this condition um has made me has made me realise how the world can like beat you down, you know. I just really want to do it to prove it to me, you know. I'm not doing this video for sympathy. I'm not doing this video for likes. I just simply want to do this video because I want to give people a better view on me from a different perspective. Do you know what I mean? Like, people only know me from what they see on Instagram or my Twitter or Facebook. But really, social media is just a huge platform, but most of the time it's fake because I can put up a photo of me, you know, in a lovely outfit and I look cool and, you know, it gets so many likes, but really what it comes down to is being happy in yourself. And honestly, like, sometimes I hate the photos I upload. I tweak them, I edit them, I add filters to them. Now, like, this is the world we live in. Like, sometimes I feel pressured by some photos I upload because of how I look. Maybe I'm too hard on myself, maybe none of you have noticed this, but I may come across super confident, and I'm really confident in some areas, but when it comes to how I look, I really lack in that area. What was I gonna say? After forgetting me line. Feel like I'm on Coronation Street or something, you know? Yeah, so getting back to the story. Yeah, so for me, I only realised it really when I hit 13. Um, you know, like, you're starting to shave at that age. You start to wear aftershave. You know, you shower more. Obviously because you're becoming a man. No, I shouldn't say shower more because you should shower anyway. So, when I hit about 15, 16, I joined a dance school. Now, honestly, that was one of the best decisions I've ever made because it brought me out of my shell so much. Like, before I joined that dance school, I could barely have eye contact with anybody apart from people in school, like that were in my class. Like, but literally, I was like a turtle. Anytime I'd see somebody, I'd go back into my shell. Like, but when I joined dancing, it literally turned my life around. Like I said, I made new friends. I was doing something I really loved. You know, I enjoyed music. I enjoyed dancing. It just kind of opened a whole new chapter to me that I was never expecting to do ever. Like, you know, it was a tough decision to kind of say, okay, right, I'm gonna join this dance school. I'm gonna, you know, go there every week, dedicate myself to 1 or 2 hours a night. You know, meet new people, learn new routines, do some shows. Honestly, it was all terrifying for me, but honestly, when I walked through them doors, everybody made me feel so comfortable. It was like a whole new world. A world that I wasn't used to, because when you think about it, me going to school every day, you know, I'm from an area that isn't really great, you know, but it's not about the area you're really from, it's about the person you become. It's about the person you choose to become, because, like, I know loads of people around the world, you know, I know loads of people that I've came from council estates. Yeah, I'm from a council estate too, but that doesn't take away from my character, or take away from my goals or my dreams, or even what I'm capable of doing. Just walking into dancing, like, was totally a breath of fresh air for me. Like, within the first week or two, I'd made loads of new friends. They were all so nice. Um, you know, the dance teachers were lovely to me. Literally, I stayed there for like, I think it was, I think I was in dancing for about 10 years. I had done lots of shows. We had auditions for a few things. We had like Christmas gigs, summer gigs, and this was like a real confidence boost for me. And each year, like, as I grew in myself, I grew with the people that were in dancing as well. So it was like I was going to school Monday to Friday. Then Friday evening, I'd like come home, eat my dinner, shower, change, straight to dancing. And I lived for Friday nights every week. I couldn't wait for Friday to come just to go dancing, because it just took my mind off me for an hour or two, you know. It really made me, it was kind of like a way of expression, because growing up, I just, honestly, I could not express how I felt. I couldn't differentiate from happy or sad, you know. I found it very hard to take in emotion and let out emotion, you know. Although I'm a very caring person, I kind of struggled in that area with emotions toward myself, because sometimes I'm like, well, are these people being honest? Do they really mean what they say? Are they just saying it for the sake of it? I don't know, all this was going through my head, like, you know. But yeah, like, dancing really helped me grow as a person. Like, and I'm 25 now, and literally, I still love dancing. Honestly, it's one of my hobbies that I wish I never stopped doing. But the whole facial palsy thing, like, from birth to 5 to 13 to now, it's kind of gotten better. I don't know, is it because I deal with it maybe better? I don't know. But I find, looking back at my younger self, it's kind of improved as I've grown. So, like, my facial structure's changed, you know, I've become a man, I've grown a beard. Everything about me has changed since I was 13. But there was also talk about getting facial reconstruction, and that was by a plastic surgeon, which I was referred from Temple Street to the Mater. Now, growing up with the facial palsy, I always attended a facial surgeon which specialised in plastic surgery, or reconstruction surgery as they call it these days. I had always attended those consultations probably every year, probably every 2 years. But at the time, I was advised that it wouldn't be a successful operation if I did get facial reconstruction when I was like 8 or when I was 12, because at that age I'm still growing, my bones are growing, my structure's forming, and if I'd got it done when I was 12, maybe I would have having to have like 2 or 3 more procedures done when I was 18, 21, and I didn't really want to do that, So at that age I was depending on my mum to make the right decision. When in hindsight I really think it was the right decision, because I can imagine going in for 3 or 4 procedures for the same thing. Like, it's just a bit pointless, Anyway, there was always talk about me being able to get this operation done. I was always shit scared of, anything got to do with hospitals. I think everyone's afraid of the unknown. Nobody likes to be anxious, nobody likes to be uptight, nobody likes to be in the dark about stuff. So anyway, I said, look, no, I don't want any operation yet. So I made the final decision that I wasn't getting any procedure done. I was just going to be a teenager. I was just going to carry on. I was going to keep, doing what I'm doing, go to school, do well in exams. And then, maybe when the time is right, then I'll decide to get the operation done. So, skipping forward a bit because it's kind of the same thing. I went to my GP when I was about, I just turned 20 when I went. And just reflecting over, the past and my teenage years, I decided to make an appointment for the plastic surgeon in the Mater Hospital. So anyway, my GP referred me to the plastic surgeon. I got a letter within 2 weeks of referral. I was due there in the November, so I was delighted, wasn't. So anyway, November comes around so quick, as it always does, and I go to my appointment. I was there really, really early. I think it was the first appointment that morning. So he goes in, meets the plastic surgeon for the first time. We sat down, and I just had a little list of a few questions to ask him. Anyway, asked him a few questions, and he's answering them really precisely, and very informative about every procedure that he can do and he can offer me, the benefits, the pros, the cons, the downtime, the recovery. So he examines my facial structure, my smile, the muscles on my face, everything. So he notices that I had a underbite. And I was like, what is an underbite? I just thought I had like a long jawline. So anyway, I asked him what was an underbite, how did I get it, blah blah blah. So it turns out that I had to get orthodontics done. So I'm like, oh God, like another thing to get done. Is this not big enough without me having to add another stress or another worry on top of this big worry? So I come out of the consultation with the plastic surgeon, and I was 50% happy, and I was 50% like, left wondering what, like, why, how. So look, I didn't beat myself up about it. I, just carried on. So in my case, I have an underbite, which my bottom jaw is protruding my top jaw and my teeth don't meet. I'm going to show you now what my underbite looks like now. Right now at this stage in the process, it's at its worst, because that's the whole point of the orthodontics, is to make the bite worse so they can, essentially fix it and reset it and stuff. That's also why I have a little bit of a lisp. You can see my tongue a bit more. It's bouncing around my mouth like mad. So right now I'm going to show you my underbite and how my teeth don't meet, how easy it is for my tongue to touch my top lip without me opening my mouth. So yeah, here it goes. Yeah, so maybe a year to 2 years after that consultation, I was like, right, I've had long enough to think about it now. Let's just see what happens. I'll do more research, get a bit more background information on underbites, the surgery, how to correct them. So anyway, I googled a few orthodontics in my vicinity, so I found one in Castleknock. I booked a consultation there. Within an hour of the email being sent, I had a consultation for like 2 days later. So I went for the consultation. They examined my mouth and they said that I would need top and bottom braces. And it would be like roughly about 18 months of orthodontic work, then surgery, and then probably 3 to 6 months of orthodontic work afterwards. So I was delighted. I was so up for that. I was ready. I felt, mentally ready for this. At like 22, 23, I was like, yeah, I need to do this for me. Like, I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm not doing it to fit in. I'm not doing it because, I want pity. I want, anyone's opinion to change of me. If somebody doesn't like how I look, if somebody doesn't like me for me, I can't help that. Like, that is their problem. And as I always say, what you don't know doesn't hurt you. Like, what someone thinks about you is none of your business. Really isn't any of your business. So don't make it your business, otherwise it's going to just hurt you and make you sad. I am now on my 20th month of orthodontic work. I have received a surgery date for my double jaw surgery, which I undergo in about 3.5 weeks on the 14th of September, which I am extremely, extremely nervous about. It's my first operation. What I'm trying to say is calm and collected as it can be, especially for everybody around me. Like, they've been so great. The support system I have is really good. But I think right now it's just like I just keep saying to myself, live in the present, Jordan. It's now or never. Like, I'm not getting any younger. I'm 25 now. So I just bit the bullet and I was like, yeah, let's do this. So last week I was in for my second last set of impressions, a new wax bite, and I was booked in for a 3D scan. So these 3D scans are sent then to the surgeon. He takes a look at them just to see if everything's okay and everything's ready for the operation. And then finally he will do the surgery virtually on his laptop. So basically he's virtually doing the surgery he will be doing on me, but he'll do it on his computer first. So when the date comes for the surgery, he has everything laid out. He knows what he's going to be doing. You know, where incisions go, where plates go, where splints go. Just, he has everything down to a T, and that kind of makes me a little bit more at ease. You know, he's a great guy. I'm so excited for this new chapter, and I literally just can't wait. You know, although it's scary, it's also really, really exciting. My last point in this video I want to make is that it doesn't matter what you're dealing with right now, whether it's in recent times, whether it's something from the past, whether it's something from when you were 5, maybe it's something that happened to you when you were 7, you know, something that happened to you when you were a teenager. Don't let your past define you or your future self, because honestly, what I've learned in the last 2-3 years is that if you constantly reflect on the past and reflect on what went wrong, you'll never ever ever be able to focus on what can go right, because you kind of get stuck in the negative mindset, and literally it's such a dark place. Like, you know, always leaning heavy on the negative side of things. You know, oh, what if this can go wrong, what if that can go wrong. Now look, I'm not saying I still do it sometimes myself, but I feel like I've got a lot better with it. I'm better at dealing with things. I'm better at, you know, new situations, new environments, because I've kind of accepted it to a point, because I'm changing it for me. I'm not changing it to suit anybody else. I'm not changing it to fit in anywhere. I'm not changing it, you know, so this person will like me. I'm doing it for me, basically. So whatever it may be, what you're going through in your own life right now, is there's always room for improvement. There's always room for change. You know, if something that's scaring you right now, if something is getting you so uptight, if it's making you so anxious you can't sleep, honestly, in a month's time, what you're worrying about now will literally be in the past. Just like the rest of everything that you know, constantly reflected on or constantly worried about. What I've learned is that as soon as something negative is happening around you, or a negative thought comes into your head, literally switch it. You know, switch that negative to a positive. Now I sound like Pitbull, but honestly, you have the power to switch that negative thought to a positive thought straight away. Anytime I have like a sense of negativity in my brain, I kind of like, you know, think of something positive that happened the day before, or a week before, or even an hour before. Getting back to social media and Instagram and pictures and posing, and I love that. I love doing that. And I also love fashion. It's a big part of me. And, you know, someday I hope to have my own fashion brands. I was in the middle of, you know, planning my fashion brand, but I had to put it on hold because of the process with my orthodontics and now surgery and stuff like that. I just didn't want any downtime. I wanted this corrected first to then allow me to put my all, my everything, you know, into my brand. So hopefully when my surgery is done and I'm recovered, I will kick that off. I will put everything, my blood, sweat and tears into that. But I found though, anytime I was anxious about something or I would worry, I would either put on some music or I would express myself through fashion. I will always be in the different category because I will never ever ever want to fit into society. You know, I feel I was, you know, I feel I was born to stand out as such. As cliche as that sounds, I I actually like standing out of the crowd. Like, I don't want to blend into a crowd. You know, I want to be like, not noticed, but I want to show people it's okay that if you want to wear an luminous yellow t-shirt with red dots on it, you wear that t-shirt, you know. If that makes you happy, wear it. If you want to do something that's going to make you happy, do it. Don't live your life through trying to please others, because like literally we weren't put on this earth to please society. You know, whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad, there's always going to be somebody out there that has something to say, something negative to say, you know, whether they like it, whether they don't. You know, there's always one smart arse, or there's always someone trying to be funny about it. Really, I had to get to the stage where I didn't let it bother me. It bothered my family more, you know. If I was out with my family, or you know, at a social gathering, or if I was even in a shopping centre, and even grown ups would even point, you know, they would tell their other grown friends, oh, you know, look at that guy's face, or they'd stand there, look at me and laugh, or like I would just brush it off. I wouldn't take any heed, because I believe in, you know, what you give out, you get back. So if I can stand and shout at whoever wants to slag me, whoever wants to put me down, you know, but why? Because it's only affecting me in the long run. If I respond to every bit of negativity in my life, you know, I'm just going to be constantly sad. I'm going to go around tense. I'm going to be stressed all the time. And literally, it's only taken away from my happiness. So, literally now, what I do is, if you aren't bringing anything positive to my life, or helping me be a better me, or helping me be a more positive me, I literally cannot be around you. I won't be in that environment, because simply because I can't, you know, I can't afford it at this stage. I need to be as positive as I can for, you know, the surgery ahead, for the recovery ahead. That's how it is. That's how I think. That's how I am. You know. I'm not saying, you know, I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong, but it works for me. I believe in, you know, the secret. You give out positivity, you get back positivity. You get up and be negative every day, you're gonna get negativity back to you tenfold, you know. So I'm gonna end this video now on a positive note. I hope my video, I hope you can relate to me in some way. I hope my video helps you see me through a different light, from a different point of view, you know, not just from Instagram, from Twitter, from Facebook, from Snapchat. And yeah, I hope whatever you're going through right now, whether it's, you know, yeah, just whatever you're going through right now, I hope you find a way that suits you to help you cope. Just always remember though, like, nobody is worth upset, nobody is worth stress, nobody is worth anger. You know, we all deserve to live a peaceful life. We all deserve to be happy. Like, we're only human at the end of the day. So whatever it is you're going through right now, whether it's big, whether it's small, you know, it doesn't matter. Just put more positive actions into play in your day-to-day routine. You know, I don't know, do a 20-minute workout, go for a jog, go swimming, you know, put on music, dance around your room, you know, just do positive things that will help your mind focus. Because when we're in that negative mindset, we cannot focus, because we're always just leaning on the negative side. That, what if something goes wrong, what if this happens, what if that happens, you know. But whatever you're going through right now, just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, you know. I know the tunnel might seem longer than it is, but honestly, if anyone watching this video needs to talk about anything, my social medias are all public. You can private message me on Instagram, you can private message me on Twitter. I think we all should just, stick together. Like, doesn't matter if I know you, if I don't know you, just message me. If I can help you in any way, I will try to the best of my knowledge. If you need a friend, I'm here. If you feel like you can't talk to any family...
There's a problem with the Wi-Fi. For more info, take a look in the home app associated with this HomePod.
Yeah, so in future posts I will try and be more me. I will try and not pose a certain way, or just to kind of prove to myself that I can do it and I don't have to hide who I am and how I look anymore. Just so it feels okay, because it's not okay. I shouldn't have to hide how I look. I shouldn't have to feel the need to pose a certain way just to kind of feel secure about it, feel secure about the insecurity I have. So I am going to leave it here now. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you can relate in some way, and yeah, I will do an update video after my surgery. So yeah, thanks again for watching, everyone, and I shall see you all soon. Thanks, bye bye.
That's all, folks.